Today's show is sponsored by the Electric Vehicle Association. Join up to support the electrification of transport today. And by Energy Sage. Time's running out in the US to get the benefit of federal tax incentives, so plan your energy independence today. And by you. Stick around to find out how you can help us remain 100% independent. Welcome back to another episode of TEN, Transport Evolved News. Thanks for joining me. As I say in the Sunday videos over on Take 2, I hope that you're well, safe, and with someone you care about who also cares for you. Before this week's news stories, though, a quick correction from last week regarding EV taxation in the state of Oregon. I misspoke about the amount of the new EV tax in my own state, which is a little embarrassing, so I want to set the record straight. The new tax will be 2.3 cents per mile driven from 2027, or alternatively, a flat annual registration fee of $340, up from the current $316 every 2 years. I am sorry for the mistake, and thanks to those who pointed out my error. Porsche has unveiled its newest electric car this week, the Porsche Cayenne EV, and it's officially the most powerful Porsche EV yet. With up to 850 kilowatts at the wheels, this full-size SUV can complete a stoplight sprint in 2.5 seconds in its most powerful turbo variant. Aerodynamic tweaks have made it slightly longer than its petrol counterpart, helping it achieve up to 642 kilometers, 399 miles on the WLTP test cycle in its most efficient guise. DC fast charging of up to 400 kilowatts is standard, while 11 kilowatt inductive charging is optional. Pricing is not confirmed yet, but is expected to be expensive and exclusive, much like the bespoke watches Porsche now offers customers who order the car. Volvo and its sibling Polestar have confirmed this week that owners of the Volvo EX90 and Polestar 3 can now use their cars to power their home in an emergency, as long as they have the required home equipment. Through a partnership with Decibel, owners can now order the Decibel Ara home energy station, allowing their cars to use DC direct charging from solar panels on the home's roof and feed power back to the home or grid during a power cut or peak power event. The system can also charge two vehicles at once, with one using AC and the other DC. Sadly, compatibility is not guaranteed with all EX90s or Polestar 3s. Only older 400-volt examples are supported, not the 800-volt pack variants. Vehicles will also need the new NVIDIA Orin or Orin Core computer upgrade, which Volvo and Polestar are rolling out to older models through their after-sales service program. The continuing anti-EV sentiment from the US federal government has claimed yet another EV launch, the Kia EV9 GT. This week, Kia confirmed it is indefinitely delaying US launch plans for the most powerful EV9 variant it makes. Other variants, including the EV9 GT line, have been on sale in the US for some time, and the range-topping EV9 GT is already available in many other markets around the world. Kia cites changing market conditions for the decision, though import tariffs may also have influenced its thinking. That's because while the EV9 is produced in the US for the North American market, the EV9 GT was always intended as an imported model due to its specifications and tweaked performance components. I know this kind of news is becoming a weekly thing, and I'm sorry, but we do need to keep covering these politically driven cancellations. To some better news now, namely that Stellantis, a brand that's seemingly done everything it can in recent months to cancel US EV launches, has confirmed it's bringing its Jeep Recon EV to the US. With claims it's being sold as the only fully electric trail-rated SUV, something I think Rivian might have a beef with, the Jeep Recon EV will debut next year with a starting price of $65,000 and initial launches planned for the US and Canada. It promises the usual Jeep tricks, including removable doors, rear quarter panels, tailgate glass and roof panel, as well well as lockable differentials and all-wheel drive, and features a 100 kilowatt-hour battery pack. Jeep says the Recon EV features twin 250 kilowatt motors and up to 620 pound-feet of torque. Ford made some changes to its Transit family this week, including some important changes to its electric variant, the e-Transit. New for the 2026 model year, Ford is now offering chassis cab and cutaway variants of the e-Transit with the 156-inch wheelbase, while the van variants can now be configured with dual onboard chargers, similar to the dual onboard chargers offered with the work truck variant of the F-150 Lightning. Still missing is a passenger-carrying variant, meaning if you want more than 2 people in the vehicle, you will need to have a custom coach-built solution made. Also worthy of note for the year is the transition to a vapour-injected heat pump in place of the resistive heater of past years, something that will dramatically improve range in colder weather. The bad news, the pricing is going up considerably over the previous model year. The LA Auto Show is kicking off just as we're preparing this week's show, and while we don't have a lot to share from it yet, Hyundai revealed its new Crater concept EV ahead of the event. As is usually the case with concept vehicles, there's a heavy emphasis on design and very little detail on specs, but it's clear that this is a vehicle that hints at a future production off-roader from Hyundai to go against the just-announced Jeep Recon EV, the upcoming Rivian R2 and the gasoline Ford Bronco. While the external design looks nearly production ready, apart from perhaps those coach doors, the interior is very much concept car. Also on Hyundai's stand at Automobility LA is the production IONIQ 6N, the performance version of the IONIQ 6 sedan. Hyundai has confirmed it will go on sale in North America soon, though early reports suggest it will be offered in very limited quantities. We're off to Europe now, where a whole slew of new EVs are awarded full 5-star safety ratings this week from EuroNCAP. In total, 23 new vehicles were assessed by the safety agency, and 18 of those received the full 5-star rating. Of those, the Leapmotor B10, Hongqi EHS7, Volvo EX90, Tesla Model Y, Skoda Elroq, Skoda Enyaq, Subaru Solterra, Toyota BZ4X, Volkswagen ID3, Lucid Gravity and Kia EV5 achieved the highest 5-star ratings. The Tesla Model Y and the Volvo EX90 were both praised by name by the agency for their safety. Alongside good adult occupant protection, the Leapmotor B10, Volvo EX90, Lucid Gravity and Tesla Model Y were all highlighted for their 93% rating for child occupant safety, but I should note that every single car tested showed room for improvement in vulnerable road user tests. MG, which you might remember from last week's show, recently celebrated selling its 100,000th EV in the UK, has officially opened the order books for its MG S6 EV. Built as a mid-size family crossover, the model features a 77 kilowatt-hour battery pack with a single motor range of up to 329 miles, 529 kilometres on the WLTP test cycle. That drops a little if you opt for a more powerful dual-motor variant. Priced from £37,995 sterling for the entry-level model, the MG S6 EV is built primarily for daily driving, but does offer fast charging capabilities, with MG saying it will charge from 10 to 80% in about 38 minutes. That's not the quickest charging we've seen, but is more than enough for the occasional longer distance road trip. I have frankly lost count of the number of times people have told me that they would buy an EV if they could recharge it in the same amount of time as a gasoline vehicle could be refilled, and it seems that Hyundai agrees with that charge time as being a serious hurdle to EV adoption. While hardened EV owners retort that the act of plugging in takes very little time, and I'd agree, Tyrone Johnson, Hyundai's head of Hyundai Motor Europe Technical Centre, says the brand has targeting a 3-minute recharge time for future EV models, which would put EVs on par with ICE vehicle refueling times. And this means focusing on even higher charge rates than its current 800-volt EVs can manage. In an interview with Autocar, Johnson suggested 400 plus kilowatts as a starting point, though based on work from China on megawatt charging, I would suggest Hyundai will likely need to achieve at least megawatt charging in order to remain competitive. It's no secret that the current US administration would rather electric cars and clean energy didn't exist. But new data from research firm Rhodium Group, working alongside MIT, shows that the US still saw record-breaking clean energy investment in the last quarter. More than $75 billion was invested overall, including generation, with $31.2 billion going towards zero-emission vehicle purchase incentives. That surge, driven by the end of federal EV tax credits in September, pushed US clean energy spending up 32% quarter over quarter. But zoom out and the picture shifts. US EV manufacturing investment fell 30% year over year in the same quarter as automakers reacted to the administration's anti-EV stance. Globally, though, clean energy investment continues to rise and set new records, highlighting a growing risk that the US will fall behind in a cleaner, greener future if this trajectory continues. That said, if you are in the US and you'd like to help prevent that backward slide, I think it's probably time to talk to our friends at Energy Sage. Energy Sage connects you with local verified solar installers across the US, and now heat pump specialists in select markets who really know their stuff can help guide you through the process of installing solar panels or getting a heat pump installed. Not a homeowner? No worries, because Energy Sage can still help you green your electricity by helping you join a community solar program. We used Energy Sage for ourselves when looking for installers willing to put solar panels on the roof of our home, and their verified pros are knowledgeable and even introduced us to a fantastic credit union that allowed us to finance the project with low monthly payments. As I am sure you're aware by now, US federal tax incentives for solar end at the end of next month, but there is still time to set up with a local installer to get your system commissioned in time. At least, that is, as long as you don't live in Florida, Arizona or North Carolina, because installers in those states who work with Energy Sage have already filled their calendars up. But elsewhere, there's still time. Follow the links below to sign up for either of Energy Sage's free, no-obligation services and get the ball rolling today. And if you choose to use an Energy Sage installer, we'll also receive a small referral fee, so you'll be helping us out too. Help the grid get greener, save money, gain energy independence, and support this channel. It's a win-win, win-win. We're off to recall reminders now, and as a reminder, full details of these recalls are available on our website if these affect you. Chrysler is recalling some Jeep Grand Cherokee and Jeep Wrangler 4xe plug-in hybrids to address not an issue with their battery packs, but with debris inside the engine that could cause a fire. And both the Hummer EV pickup and the Hummer EV SUV are being recalled in the US to address an improperly crimped wire on the front passenger airbag. Replacement harnesses will be fitted. And those are your recall reminders. Now it's time for our news shorts. As always, full links to all of the covered stories exist on our website at transportevolved.com. A BMW iX3, driven by a BMW's works team, has covered more than 1,000 kilometres, that's 621 miles, on a single charge. They had 20 kilometres, 12 miles of range left. The German federal government has confirmed that battery electric trucks in Germany will remain exempt from the nation's highway toll schemes for a further 6 years until June 2031. Tata's passenger EV subsidiary has opened a total of 14 new Tata EV mega-charger sites in India. The sites differ from most in that they are fully staffed, meaning customers can get a full service experience. NIO has officially discontinued its 150 kilowatt-hour semi-solid electrolyte battery in EVs. It discovered that customers in China weren't using the full capacity of these larger packs, given its extensive battery swap network. LG Chem has secured a deal worth an estimated 3.8 trillion won to supply battery cathode material for EV battery packs in the US. While it hasn't confirmed the customer, it is rumoured to be Panasonic. Renault has debuted its first ever EV with 800-volt battery pack tech, the new Trafic van E-Tech Electric. It offers a WLTP test range of up to 450 kilometres, as well as very quick charging. Archer Aviation has signed an agreement with Anduril and Edge Group to license its electric powertrain technology to other eVTOL companies. It's another revenue stream for the eVTOL specialist. Electric truck company Bollinger Motors is yet again rumoured to be in dire financial straits. Just months after it was sued by its founder and namesake, the firm is reportedly 2 months behind on payroll and bills. Ford has made tweaks to its Puma Gen E in Europe for the new model year, increasing range per charge to 400 kilometres or more on the WLTP test cycle. It also gains Blue Cruise for the first time. Hyptec SSR has set a new world record by becoming the quickest drift EV, or rather, achieving the highest drift speed for an electric vehicle, drifting at over 213 kilometres per hour. The European Union has awarded more than €600 million to projects across the region to boost alternative fuel and zero-emission mobility. The funding went to EV and hydrogen fuel cell programs. Kia has confirmed that its PV5 electric van will be offered in a chassis cab variant, allowing it to be used with a whole range of different coach-built rear ends. It will be sold to business customers that will need to work with upfitters. Waymo has yet again expanded its coverage area for customers, adding new stretches of high-speed roads in and around the San Francisco Bay, Phoenix and LA metro areas. It includes major freeways between San Francisco and San Jose. After committing to transitioning its EV fleet to NACS, Stellantis has finally gained Tesla supercharger access for customers in the US and Canada. While its EV production numbers are small, all Stellantis EVs are now Tesla-ready. The Port of Hamburg in Germany is suspending registration-based time slots for electric trucks under a pilot program, allowing haulage companies to book a day-long slot and operate more flexibly to accommodate charging concerns. BYD's vice president, talking to Autocar, suggested that the company's just-launched Japanese K-car, the Rako, could end up going on sale globally as an entry-level model. It's unlikely to ever go on sale in the US, but would most likely head to Europe. Lincoln Electric, better known for its welding apparatus, has partnered with Edge Energy and DC America to develop a new 100-kilowatt DC fast charging station that can operate off split-phase rather than three-phase power. It could revolutionize EV charging availability. A fight is brewing between Tesla and Waymo over autonomous ride-hailing autonomy in California. Tesla wants California to keep robotaxi crash data hidden, but Waymo is calling for full public transparency of the same. As many expected it would, Polestar has announced plans to implement a reverse stock split in order to raise its share price, bringing it in line with its current share price non-compliance on Nasdaq. Tier 1 parts supply Magna is opening a new motor factory in China where it will build a new electric drive system. Its first customer at the new facility will be Chery, with more customers expected soon. BYD has announced a new version of its Atto 2 EV with a larger capacity battery pack. The new variant, with a 64.8 kilowatt-hour pack, offers up to 430 kilometres of WLTP test range. Germany has passed legislation allowing EVs to feed electricity back to the grid without paying extra fees, treating them like storage and making vehicle-to-grid practical and economically viable from next year. Italian battery company ACC, a joint venture between Stellantis, Mercedes-Benz and Total Energies, is likely to permanently close. Rumours are flying, but an official announcement is expected very soon. Mercedes-Benz has struggled almost uniformly around the world to sell its all-electric version of its iconic G-Wagon, the G580 EQ. In Germany, it's now offering nearly €15,000 in purchase discounts. The US state of Wisconsin is set to get 26 new fast-charging sites backed by a $14 million grant from the NEVI program. The funds were previously withheld by the Trump administration but have now been released following court orders. South Korean brand KGM has officially launched its first electric pickup truck for the Australian market. The entry-level version of the mid-size Ute, available in 2- or 4-wheel drive, will start from around 60,000 Australian dollars. A new program has begun in Germany to research using silicon anodes to increase the energy density and sustainability of lithium-ion batteries. It's funded to the tune of €1.28 million. The government of South Korea has committed to expanding EV subsidies across the nation by a total of 20% for next year. It aims to shift Korea's auto industry away from ICE and towards EV and hydrogen. Chinese automaker XPeng published its third quarter results this week, showing a 101.8% year-over-year increase in revenue and losses of just 3 cents per share adjusted. Umicore, working alongside HS Hyosung Advanced Materials, has announced a partnership to industrialize silicon-anode materials for use in EV battery packs. It is hoped this will increase EV battery pack energy density. The UK Royal Mail has added a fleet of more than 100 microelectric vehicles to its delivery services. The 2+1 covered single-seaters, made in Norway, will replace larger, more traditional vans in many major cities. German federal testing published this week shows sodium-ion batteries have different safety characteristics than lithium-ion cells. While not automatically safer, the results highlight the need for new safety measures, including battery venting systems specifically designed for sodium-ion chemistries. Rivian spin-off also has confirmed the pricing for its lower-powered entry-level version of its TMB electric bike. Despite its lower-end specs, it will still cost an eye-watering $3,500. The Cadillac Escalade IQ has become the first full-size electric SUV to go on sale in South Korea. Not only will it be the largest EV with a massive battery pack, but it will also have the longest range of any EV on sale there. Wrightbus has confirmed its retrofitting program, otherwise known as New Power, will expand its services. Previously, it only offered diesel to electric conversions. Now it's offering EV battery upgrades or EV to EV conversions. Renault Trucks has unveiled 2 new electric models for urban delivery work. The E-Tech D12 and D14 are aimed to offer carrying capacities between 5.6 and 6.7 metric tons. German company REWE and LOXO have announced a new autonomous vehicle test program for their fleet. Their vehicle is a level 4 autonomous Volkswagen ID Buzz and will be used for deliveries with a safety driver monitoring operations. Pony.ai has unveiled its 4th-generation electric autonomous big rig. Built in collaboration with Sanytruck and Dongfeng Litsu Motor, the first fleet deployments are planned for next year. Polestar has confirmed that it will be introducing Google's Gemini AI assistant into Polestar models via an over-the-air update next year. The assistant will become integral to Polestar's vehicle systems. While it's not for sale outside of China, Ford has opened the order books for its all-electric Bronco. Looking like the ICE version, it will retail from the equivalent of $33,000. Zoox is opening up its robotaxi service to members of the public in San Francisco. The city is no stranger to semi- and fully autonomous vehicles, and residents will be able to sign up via the Zoox app. Dynamic inductive charging company Electrion has signed a memorandum of understanding to acquire technology assets from Induct EV, a company that specialised in high-power static charging systems. MAN Truck and Bus is planning to cut 2,300 jobs in Germany over the next decade, carried out through attrition rather than layoffs. The move is part of a cost reduction plan as MAN increases investment in its electric truck business. And finally, for the news shorts, Ford has spoken out against plans in the UK to start charging EV owners a 3 pence flat fee per mile driven. The MD of Ford UK said it was, quote, certainly not the right time to be taxing EV owners. And those are your news shorts. There will be more next week. Our final 2 stories are next, but first, a word from you. we're heading into the US Thanksgiving holiday season, and we want to say how thankful we are here at the channel for the incredible support from both our fans and our patrons. We've been making EV content for 15 years now, 10 of those in the US, and we've always been independent and impartial. Our tiny team, 3 full-time and 1 part-time member, work hard every week to bring you well-researched, well-made, honest content. But in a landscape where YouTube increasingly silences diverse, independent voices and prioritizes clickbait over real content, ad revenue is falling even when our view counts aren't. Your support helps cover bills, health insurance, retirement plans, and keeps the content coming. This week, our healthcare bill for the team rose more than 40%. We signed it, but going through the books, I realised that without our Patreon supporters this year, we would have been in real trouble. Thanks to Patreon, when YouTube didn't step up, we were able to cover the shortfall without issue. And it is thanks to Patreon that we can now also look forward to paying our credit card bill for the new remote microphones that we recently had to purchase, not to mention our annual mandated company insurance bill. Our autumnal fundraiser may be over, but look, it's still a great time to join. We've recently added new higher-end tiers as a response to your requests to do so, and also in January, we're going to adjust our older tiers for Patreon pricing for inflation. So if you want to lock in this year's pricing, or maybe buy a membership as a gift for someone for the holidays, you have about 4 weeks left. And as always, if you do support the channel, thank you. And now it's time for our last 2 stories. Covering the automotive industry for nearly 20 years now, I've seen how difficult it is for new automakers to survive their first few years, let alone produce meaningful numbers of cars. Yet Xiaomi, better known as a tech company, has just celebrated producing its 500,000th EV, just 20 months after its first car, the SU7 sedan, rolled off the production line. A second model, the YU7 SUV, followed soon after, and Xiaomi's rapid scale-up, leveraging its tech experience and ecosystem connections, shows how a newcomer can accelerate faster than many traditional automakers in the space. While some in the industry hold Tesla up as a standard for EV startups, Xiaomi's first 19 or 20 months suggest a new benchmark for speed and ambition in bringing EVs to market. And finally, like it or loathe it, Amazon has revolutionised the way we buy goods, putting thousands of mom-and-pop stores out of business along the way. The company now sells everything from groceries to houses, and this week it added Ford EVs to the mix. Ford has struck a deal with Amazon to offer both new and certified used EVs through Amazon Autos. Earlier this year, Hyundai became the first automaker to let customers browse, finance and buy cars online, and now Ford is adding that to the choice. While it may be convenient, it still requires involvement though from a local dealer, so it's not necessarily going to be everyone's cup of tea. And on that note of late-stage capitalism, we are done for today's show. But first, a massive thank you to the Electric Vehicle Association for sponsoring the show. The EVA has been advocating for EVs since 1967 and remains firmly committed to a cleaner, greener future for everyone. Join the EVA today to find out how to become an EV educator, meet like-minded fans, and get help making your own transition to electric. Help that includes a low-interest loan program to help finance your next step. So find out more at myeva.org. And thanks to Energy Sage. Follow the link below to plan your own energy-independent future before those tax credits vanish. And thanks to you. If you can, please consider supporting us from just $1.50 a month on Patreon. As I mentioned earlier, running a small YouTube channel like this isn't cheap, and without your support, we would genuinely not be able to continue making content. So please do consider supporting us if you're able, and also remember that supporting us can also include just sharing our content, joining our Discord chat room, promoting us on social media, or using our affiliate links, all in the down below. You don't have to sign up for Patreon. Oh, and for those looking to make one-off donations, don't forget that we also have a PO box and a Ko-fi, both of which are great ways to make those one-off payments. We publish every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday on the main channel, which is this one, and every Sunday we drop 2 videos on Transport Evolved Take 2. However, next week the entire team is off for US Thanksgiving. The team at the channel has been running itself ragged this year, and we all, frankly, are overdue a break. We have a handful of videos planned, including a potential Thanksgiving hangout next weekend, depending on how things go, but there definitely won't be a 10 next Saturday as per usual. So our next 10 roundup show, like this one, will be in 2 weeks, not 1 week's time. And in closing, some important words. You are valid, you are loved, you belong, and you have a purpose. This week has been another tough one for many communities, from increased immigration raids in the US to further marginalisation of vulnerable groups in countries like the UK and beyond. Some days it can feel like a struggle to just get out of bed. But as I have said before, changing a nation requires everyone to get involved. We need resistance, acts of radical kindness and empathy, and as the late Senator John Lewis put it, good trouble. Engage in tactical frivolity. Don't surrender to fear, hate, or misinformation. Strengthen your empathy muscle and let your light shine this holiday season. And spare a thought for those who feel unable to be safe, whether due to circumstance or marginalisation. Wherever you are, whoever you love, you are not alone. Be an ally, be kind, be that positive change you want to see. Don't let hate or ignorance win. And as always, keep evolving.